Weedsday Wednesday, Tucson, Arizona's #1 online radio podcast about all things medical cannabis. Your host, Belle
and the Cannabis Kid. Our show features news, interviews, and all the latest information about anything and everything medical cannabis related in Tucson, Arizona, and the world at large.
We'd love to hear from you. Please give us a call live at 646-915-8421. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on all social media, or email thc2tucson@gmail.com.
We'd like to thank Tumbleweeds Health Center and Studio C, along with our many sponsors, for hosting our show every week. With the lowest price certifications in town, you'll find hemp products, accessories, and all things related to medical cannabis education.
Visit Tumbleweeds Health Center at 4826 East Broadway Boulevard or online at tumbleweedshealthcenter.com. And remember,
Be smart
be safe
and educate.
All right. Well, welcome to Weedsday Wednesday, everybody. Woo-hoo! How's everybody doing today out there? I am tired. It was a heck of a day yesterday. But today is Weedsday Wednesday, and we're going to get through it, and we're going to have a good one. Woo-hoo! Got a couple guests online today. Thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. Yes, plumbing is good. Well, actually, had to replace my hot water heater yesterday, and we got broken into at Tumbleweed. So it was a crazy day yesterday. Crazy day yesterday. We are here. Uh-oh. Our sound effects are going wonky. It figures. Yeah, exactly. Welcome to Weedsday Wednesday, March 12th. I can't even believe it. We are halfway through March already.
If you suffer,
Oh, nope. Oh, these crazy things. So yeah, 80% of my toilet is good. And then my hot water heater broke and drained all over my laundry room. And then Tumbleweeds Health Center got freaking broken into again yesterday. Where's my boo? Yeah. And that's what it felt like. Again, this time the bastards got some personal items, which we weren't happy about. Shouldn't have left them in there. But we did, and they got them. And, life in Tucson, life in Arizona, they call it the right to work state, but I call it the right to live state, because if you can handle living in this state with the criminals, the critters, the creatures that are constantly trying to take you out, the meth heads, I mean, the human trafficking, it's nuts. The state is nuts. It's absolutely gorgeous when you get out of town and you go look at the mountains and the saguaro cactus and the silhouettes at night, and it's beautiful. But again, last month, February 3rd, so the police were there last night. They finally got there at like 7:00 or something stupid, and or 6:30 or something. Yeah, it was like 6:30, and we had already been waiting for 2 hours. We resealed the back door, reinforced it, and we're pretty sure that these were the same guys that came in February, because this time they came back with a hand truck and a huge giant bin that they were just dumping stuff into. But they took our safe out back and they left it, because I'm sure that and oh my God, you're not even going to believe this. They literally, not even kidding, they busted in on the dot at 4:20. Yeah, that is not the 4:20 you want to deal with. I couldn't even believe it. I was home, just got home, was dealing with my hot water heater, had to go to Home Depot, buy a new one, and then my friend installed it for me. And thank God yeah, it was a totally organized hit. So they were ready. We got them on video this time, which was, yeah, crazy. And then the cops didn't show up for 2 hours. And we got them on video, and they literally, I guess that our safe is like at least probably 200 pounds, 300 pounds. And so they brought it out. It was so awful to watch them just ransack the building. And I had just been in there because we're moving. We sold the building, yay. And I'd been in there cleaning and organizing and getting everything ready. I had all the bongs in a certain spot, and they were ready to be packed. And they took them. They took the bongs, and they took the pipes, and they took the vaporizers, and they took some CBD vapes, and they took a giant glass water container that my business partner had filled with change. And I mean, it was awful just to watch them ransack the place. It was a guy and a girl. They had gloves on, and they had masks and hats on, and sunglasses, so you couldn't really see them. But yeah, totally sure they were the ones that were there last month. And we had sealed the door. We thought we were pretty good, but apparently not. So they came and pried off the lock of the door, and then they pried open. We even had one of those metal liners, strip liners that go on the inside of the door, to help solidify the bolt, the deadbolt. Oh yeah, they had their huge bucket. The guy ran in, put it on the shelf for the girl, and then and these kids were huge. They were just huge people. So she was filling up the bucket. This is all while the alarm is going off. I mean, this is a loud alarm. Neighbors, nothing. No one heard it. No one saw it. No one came over. I just happened to be home, and my neighbor had to back up his truck out of my driveway, which delayed, I almost got there in time to catch the little bastards, because I would have followed them wherever they went. There would have been a high-speed chase for sure. I'm that cuckoo. But they got out in 3 minutes. They were there for 3 whole minutes, taking as much as they possibly could. But they didn't get the safe into their vehicle. I don't know what they were thinking. They must have had a truck or a larger vehicle, because they thought they were going to take that safe. But I'm sure the girl couldn't lift it. Who knows? Maybe she was stronger than the guy. Maybe the guy couldn't lift it. But they left it out back. And I was like, wait, what? So we got that, put it in my garage, locked it up. So thankfully we didn't have to go through changing credit cards and checkbooks. And, we had some money in there, not a lot, but we had some money in there. And they did not get that either. So there were some blessings in it, but the cops came, and I literally had, I don't even know where I put them now. I had like 15 or 16 pamphlets. They give you this pamphlet on your rights as a victim. And it's just so stupid, because there's so many victims in this town that they don't have, yeah, maybe it is best that I got delayed. You're absolutely right. I'm a cuckoo. I would have been the one chasing them down. And in fact, I'm a gun toter. I have guns. And so when I called the police, she's like, "Are you armed?" And I said, "Yeah, I have a 380." And she goes, "What's that?" And I was like, "Oh, you did not just ask me that." I said, "It's a gun." She goes, "Oh, okay." They always ask if you're armed, and I always say, "Yeah, I'm armed." So I'm not going to show up to the building without. In fact, in this town, I don't go anywhere without. I have a tiny baby gun, literally fits in the palm of my hand. It's a North American Arms mini. It's called a mini revolver, and it's literally like, how long is this little thing? I got it right here in my hands. It's probably like 2.25 inches, and it's got 22 shorts in it, so they're probably a half inch. And people laugh at me when they show them this. And they say, "Well, what are you gonna do with that?" And I go, "I'm gonna shoot him in the face." And you shoot anybody in the face, they're done. I mean, I know people are, they watch these crime shows and they're trying to like hit your heart or hit this or hit that. Well, what if you shoot someone in the face and they can't see, they can't come after you. So that's my baby gun. So I always carry that everywhere. It doesn't matter where I go. I have my baby gun. And so I didn't even tell her about that one, but I was thinking to myself, as a dispatch operator, you should probably know your weapons, because if someone said I had, a 22 or a 45 or a 44 or a 38 or whatever, you should probably know what you're sending your cops into the situation to deal with. And so thankfully my plumber is quite the handyman. So he came over and helped me secure the door. And then my neighbor came over, and he and my neighbor helped get the safe into my truck, and then from my truck in my garage. So, yeah, there you have it. So we're safe, be smart, be safe, and educate. So I'm going to post these videos online, and just see if anybody recognizes these people. But my neighbor had a good idea to send it to the news, to send it to everybody, the sheriff, the police, get it on Facebook, just get it out there, because it's important to oh no, no avocados. I love avocados, but that's not what we want to do, buddy. We're not looking at avocados. Yeah, so thank you all for listening to that rant, and soon enough. Oh yeah, I could definitely post it here. I'm not ready. I'll do that next week. That's a good idea. I'm going to post it everywhere. In fact, I don't even know how to post a video on here, but I will figure that out. I was trying to figure out a way to there are features I don't have access to, and I'm not sure why. But they have to do with true that. So I don't even know how to post pictures or videos or anything like that. But I'll figure it out. So anyway, sorry about the rant, but it's good to get it off my chest. It's very emotional when we go through these things. It's very draining, and it's awful, because they take thousands of dollars worth of stuff, and I think our deductible on our insurance is $1,000. So, and then you take the chance of them raising your insurance after all that. So it's just a crapshoot. So we just, we give it to the police. We let them do their thing. Last time they took tons of fingerprints. This time I just told them, I said, you don't even forget even doing fingerprints. It's just stupid. You guys never do anything anyway. And they could just tell I was so frustrated. And I literally said that, you guys, look, here's 15 different brochures of being broken into the last however many years we've been there, and nothing ever comes of it. And the cop was like, well, you never know. We take a look at this. And I said, this has been going on for 9 years at least. And he goes, oh. And I said, yeah. And you guys haven't caught a single one. And, they ask you, do you want to prosecute? Well, of course we want to prosecute, but nothing ever happens. So we don't. So it's pretty sad. Anywho, let's just get back to the show. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. It helps to get this stuff out. And in a little less than 3 weeks, we won't have the building anymore, so we won't have to deal with this anymore. And thankfully, it wasn't in the middle of the night, so I didn't have to get up at 2:00 in the morning to deal with this. It was 4:20 in the afternoon. Go figure. All right, here we go. I hope you guys are doing well. If you have any interesting stories you want to share, please do so. We'd love to share them. What are y'all smoking this morning? Since I can't, I have to live vicariously through you. But we want to give a shout out to, of course, Tumbleweed Health Center for surviving yet another break-in and for, bringing us the joy that we have. So if you want to get certified in the great state of Arizona, here is your list. Coffee break for you, open hour. PTSD, cancer, glaucoma, AIDS, chronic pain, covers everything. Well, most everything. Um, Severe nausea, seizures, including epilepsy, HIV, Hep C, ALS, Crohn's disease, agitation of Alzheimer's disease, cachexia, wasting syndrome, severe and persistent muscle spasms, including multiple sclerosis. You can get your cannabis card if you heard any one of these. And if you didn't, don't worry, because a lot of things you can get your card for just getting treated for something. And thanks for saying that, open hour. I really appreciate that. So if you want to get your card and you have one of those conditions, or even if you don't, we can get you your medical cannabis card. Stay tuned. And we have telemedicine, so you don't have to even leave your couch or your car.
If you suffer from one of these medical conditions and have been diagnosed by an Arizona licensed physician, medical cannabis may help relieve your symptoms. Tumbleweeds Health Center is Arizona's premier cannabis certification, health, and education center. Our primary focus is to help the patients of Arizona obtain their medical marijuana card and educate everyone about medical cannabis. With current medical records, approval is a simple process. Contact Tumbleweeds Health Center to see if you qualify for your Arizona medical marijuana card.
Oh, no, we're not going into that. Sorry, guys. I know you're excited. That's coming in about 10 minutes. But first, since we're on a kick of 1800s videos, there is, oh no, where was it? Recreational drugs on the frontier. I'm an 1800s gal. So, that's an Arizona Ghostwriter, which we absolutely love. So why don't we take a little listen to this? And let's see here. We can Arizona Ghostwriters is great. They do all the 1800 stuff. So let's take a listen. Santee. We got mail. Woo! That's right. Mm, yep. All right. As he sips the laudanum. Uh, uh, right. Ugh, dang it. Wow. Oh my lord. Woohoo. Yeah, yeah. Oh lord. Oh my lord. Yeah, no kidding. Oh, we love Arizona Ghost Riders. Check them out. I've been in a couple of their videos. They're great. Alright, let's see. Okay. Card cheating in the Old West. Oh boy, mixed drinks, caffeinated cowboys. They got it all. All right, let's get to a little bit of cannabis news and then we'll take a quick break since I've just been blabbing. But I'm headed over to Saints Dispensary today, Southern Arizona Integrative Therapies. They were the first dispensary to open in Tucson. Woo woo! Let's give them a round of applause. And I think they're only medical. I'm not sure, but I'll find out. They're really nice people over there. A long time ago, I don't know if they've switched hands. I did not like the owner of the business, and so it's kind of hard to go in there. But the people that work there are nice. And so, and I didn't like the owner because they treated our tech guy's family really poorly after he passed away, and they also literally, they basically stole his equipment. So, in the guise of, yeah, we'll give you $20 for a lighting system. Let's see. Let's see what's going on. Jeter launches new quad infused pre-rolls in Arizona. Let's see what those are about. Ugh, so hard to read these darn stories when I can't smoke. Someday I'm going to be able to again though. And I thought I should just try this. But I also know that I really love my weed, and so it might actually happen that I inhale. But what do you think, open hour? Should I just try and smoke without inhaling like a cigar? You think I'll get high that way? I don't know. Anyway, Jeter, North America's #1 pre-roll brand, is redefining the cannabis experience with its new quad infused pre-rolls, now featuring rosin for a smoother, more full spectrum effect. We love our full spectrums. Alongside this innovation, Jeter is rolling out eco-friendly packaging. Oh, yay! We're gonna golf clap for that. Um, that's great. And it's made from post-consumer recycled plastic, reinforcing its commitment to sustainability. Starting this month, the new enhancements will be available across Arizona, California, and Michigan, further solidifying Jeter's position as a leader in the cannabis industry with a keen focus on future trends. Well, they've got enough money; they should do everything environmental, and they've got to find a way. Maybe I'll come up with that, a way to recycle all these packages. It's just absolutely crazy. Jeter's new Quad Infusion takes the brand's pre rolls to new heights by combining four powerhouse ingredients to deliver a superior smoking experience. You've got THC diamonds delivering unmatched potency and a powerful, long lasting high, liquid diamonds in Michigan. There are terpenes enhancing aroma, flavor, and the entourage effect for uh, a richer, more complex experience. And terpenes not only enhance aroma and flavor, but they enhance um, the effects of what a terpene can do for your body, like limonene is good for breast cancer, etc., things like that. Keef. Ooh, love my keef. And hash, a rich source of cannabinoids and terpenes that add strength and aroma while offering a hand finish touch. And rosin, the newest addition, providing full spectrum effects, rich flavor, and a smoother burn. I myself, when I was puffing and smoking and toking, I like the pure cannabis oils. I don't like the distillates and the things where they have to extract just one cannabinoid or one terpene or one flavor. I like, the entire full spectrum effect. But I like, if I can, I try to get organic. And if I could back then, I like to get things that didn't have artificial flavors and all that hoo-ha in it. In addition to product innovation, Jeter is furthering its sustainability efforts with new packaging made from at least 25% post-consumer recycled plastics, yay, sourced from materials that have been used and recycled by consumers, unlike post-industrial recycled plastic, which comes from leftover manufacturing materials. This significantly reduces environmental impact. All right, yay, Jeter. Go get your Jeters today. This guy looks high as heck. And he looks like he's really enjoying that. He's got looks like a blunt on the packaging here, but who knows? Blunt-O-Rama. Okay. Yeah, Bill Clinton seemed to have good luck with not inhaling. Yeah, look where that got him. Yeah. What? Today's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. And as my mom would say, my mom used to sing this verse. She would sing the whole birthday verse, and then she'd say, "May the Lord bless and keep you another year through." Happy birthday, Open Hour. Yay. Woo. How old are you today? How young are you today? I know you're a youngster. I can feel it. Well, happy birthday. So for your birthday, we're just going to get to our favorite song right away. Let's do it. Ready? Puff, puff.
I'm gonna smoke some weed. I got $20 in my pocket.
Birthday bong hits. Woo-hoo!
This is fucking awesome.
Yeah. I love birthdays. Whoop, whoop.
I'm just pumped up, got some herb from the pot shop. Ice in the fridge, it used to be frosty. My friends like,
Damn, it's a stone nest, don't care.
rolling in hella high, looking like it's FIFA time. Dominating all my friends as I eat some chili fries. Draped in the snuggie with my girl sitting next to me. Probably should have had a big gulp full of iced tea. But shit,
It was 99 cents.
I'll be blazing and smoking, about to go and get some munchies. Next, passing up on those Cracker Jacks. Reese's Pieces are where it's at. Gotta get me some soda pop. Cotton mouth has been creeping up, but can't remember where I put my keys. Yeah, that's what's up. I'ma take your grandpa's ride. No, for real. Ask your grandpa, can I take a 65? To Bill cruising to my local Publix. Nothing better than rolling with two super fly chicks that have frozen burritos.
I bought frozen burritos.
I bought some Ben and Jerry's.
And then I bought some Cheetos.
Hello, my main man Obama. A couple states have just reformed their laws on marijuana. What you gonna do? Send the feds there? Hell no. The DPAs will be like,
Oh, they got volcanoes.
I'm gonna smoke some weed. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a pot shop. This is fucking awesome. I'm gonna smoke some weed. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a pot shop. This is fucking awesome. What you know about the
Signs of marijuana.
What you know about people suffering from glaucoma? They need it. They need it. It helps them with their condition. If you don't believe me, then just ask some eye physicians. Thank your granddad for voting for that guy. Richard Nixon is the president who made the plant illegal. But science is now showing that it's medicine for people, and the private sector's fighting to keep all of that illegal. Alcohol and tobacco pharmaceutical prisons. I'll take those 4 major lobby groups and fight those motherfuckers. They're making money day and night, all those motherfuckers. And private Congress out of sight, all those motherfuckers. They'd be like, oh, it's immoral and unhealthy. I'm like, how many people are you making wealth? Anti-marijuana lobbies are making all kinds of profits, and they don't want you to stop because of all the special interest. I call that getting swindled and pimped shit. I call that getting tricked by the government. That law's hella old, so it's time to update it, regulate it, and then get it under state control. Peak game, look into my political telescope. Think it's gonna stay like this forever?
Not hell, it won't.
Not
Hell, it won't.
Hey, Obama, stop being a hypocrite.
You smoke weed, fool.
I'm gonna smoke some weed. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm running, looking for a pot shop. This is fucking awesome. Let's end the war on drugs. It's time to pull the plug. These special interest groups are nothing more than corporate thugs. Let's end the war on weed. The people have agreed. These special interest groups have kept these laws with bribery. I'm gonna smoke some weed. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm on looking for a pot shop. This is fucking awesome.
All right. Oh, I did not mean that. Welcome back to Weedsday Wednesday, everybody. You are listening to Belle Star. Oh, no. Come on, guys.
With Tumbleweeds
All right.
Health Center. Our CBD products are formulated to fit your health lifestyle.
I would definitely say that CBD has changed my life. I mean, I don't worry about my dog anymore, and I don't worry about sleeping anymore.
Tumbleweeds Health Center, voted #1 health center in Tucson, has created a proprietary number of CBD blends, each designed to promote health and well-being. Let Tumbleweeds Health Center show you how CBD products might help you improve your life the natural way.
That's right.
Our chronic-
Oh, yep.
our chronic conditions holding you back.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We're out of control. Thanks for bearing with me. Yes. So, did you? Oh, I was singing you happy birthday too. Oh boy, freight deliveries, they can just mess everything up. All right. So happy birthday, open hour. Whoop, whoop. Last week, I believe I was going to tell you about 12 states that were looking to legalize cannabis in 2025. Let's read about it. Actually, let's see. Hold on. Now we'll read about the 12 states. We'll go 12 states. All right. You're listening to Weedsday Wednesday, Belle Star, Cannabis Kids on the Road, Silver Sisters in the air. She's flying back here, so she'll be here soon. And I have my trusty co-host, Open Hours, on air with us. Okay, Pennsylvania Democratic Governor Josh Shapiro once again called for adult use cannabis legalization. Let's call for it. In his budget proposal, saying during his February 4th address that a system of taxation and regulation is long overdue. Quote, we're losing out on revenue that's going to other states instead of helping us right here. And so I ask you to come together and send to my desk a bill that legalizes adult use cannabis, expunges the records of people who have been convicted for nonviolent possession of small amounts of marijuana, and a bill that sets reasonable regulations, protects public safety, and gives communities that suffered from the criminalization of cannabis an opportunity to succeed. As Shapiro awaits state lawmakers to act, one top GOP lawmaker thinks the governor should be the one taking a bigger role on the issue. Quote, if Shapiro wants something done, he needs to lead on it. Pennsylvania Senate President Pro Temp Kim Ward said following the budget address. Yeah. He can't throw an idea out there, which he did last year, and say, let the legislature figure it out. I'll sign it. In the interim, Pennsylvanians 21 and older can now drive across the border to spend their tax dollars in Ohio, New York, New Jersey, and Maryland. Yeah, you guys are just losing money. So will Pennsylvania catch up with its neighbors in 2025? Despite Shapiro's support for reform, adult use legalization faces uncertainty in the Keystone State's divided government, where Democrats control a one-seat majority in the House and Republicans control a 28-22 upper hand in the Senate. To date, no state has legalized adult use cannabis via a divided legislature. But the bipartisan appetite is present in the Commonwealth. Near the end of last year's session, Pennsylvania Reps Aaron Coffer and Emily Kinkhead, uh, filed legislation with 15 co-sponsors to legalize adult use cannabis in the Commonwealth. State Senators Sheriff Street and Dan Laughlin also sponsored a bipartisan legalization bill last session and in previous years before that. Cannabis reform in the state largely depends on a Republican, to champion legislation. And Laughlin has taken on that role. Laughlin and Street circulated a bipartisan co-sponsorship memo on February 25th for their forthcoming 2025 adult use legalization bill. Quote, legalizing marijuana enables a state to regulate the industry, ensuring that products are tested for safety, purity, and potency. This approach not only protects consumers, but also combats the unregulated black market where safety standards are non-existent. The day after Shapiro's budget address, however, Laughlin said the governor is yet to make a genuine effort to work with him or legislative leadership to get a bill passed. Quote, simply rejecting revenue without crafting a functional plan does nothing to move Pennsylvania forward, Laughlin said, calling the governor's proposed 26% effective tax rate on cannabis excessive and counterproductive. Laughlin did vow to work with his colleagues on both sides of the aisle to draft a response to Keystone State and Cannabis Business Times, quote, likely to legalize forecast for 2025. All right, folks, Pennsylvania, let's get going. Wisconsin, our next state to let's see, what does Wisconsin have to say? Although Wisconsin's executive and legislative branches are controlled by different parties, the state's divide on medical cannabis legalization primarily involves an infight among Republican leaders in the House and Senate. Democratic Governor Tony Evers has been an advocate for legalizing adult use cannabis since taking office in 2019. Most recently, he included another proposal to legalize cannabis for those 21 and older in his executive budget released in February. However, in 2024, Evers indicated a willingness to get on board with a more limited medical program should Republican lawmakers overcome their differences in the state capitol. While medical cannabis legalization appeared hopeful in 2024 for the Badger State, Assembly Speaker Rob Voss and Senate Majority Leader Devin LeMau, locked horns on a path forward, ultimately dealing reform a blow for the session. Specifically, Voss backed legislation that called for state-run dispensaries, while called that approach a non-starter, and neither leader was willing to budge. Come on, guys. That impasse in part prompted Evers to include another proposal in his 25-27 biannual budget to allow the people of Wisconsin to put citizen-initiated ballot measures and referendums before their voters. Currently, Wisconsin is one of 24 states without initiative or referendum processes. Quote, Republican lawmakers shouldn't be able to ignore the will of the people and then prevent the people from having a voice when the legislature fails to listen. That has to change, Evers said on January 7th. Evers pointed to a February 2024 survey conducted by Marquette Law School pollsters who found 86% of registered Wisconsin voters support legalizing medical cannabis, including 78% of Republicans, while 63% of registered voters supported legalizing adult use cannabis. Although Senate President Mary Felkowski, a Republican who sponsored medical cannabis legislation in previous sessions, told WIS Politics in December that Voss remained an obstacle to medical cannabis legalization. Heading into 2025, Wisconsin Republicans remain supportive of reform. It's now a matter of compromising on specifics. Notably, Senate Majority Leader Tyler August told Spectrum News in February that he's hopeful lawmakers can deliver on cannabis reform. Quote, I don't think anyone is naive enough to think that marijuana and THC products aren't present in the state of Wisconsin when they are readily available over state lines. So I think we need to come to an answer on this, he said. Neighboring states, Michigan, Illinois, and Minnesota, all have legalized adult use cannabis. While Republicans remain in control of the Wisconsin legislature, Democrats flipped 10 seats in the Assembly and 4 in the Senate in November's election, narrowing the GOP's majorities to 54 to 45 and 18 to 15, respectively. This could spark greater support for a medical cannabis legalization proposal in 2025. Ooh, excuse me, folks. Wisconsin is one of 8 states absent of a medical cannabis program, even a highly restrictive program such as in Texas, where THC is capped at just 1%. Wow. That's crazy. That's just barely above the 2018 Farm Bill. All right, New Hampshire. All right, let's see what New Hampshire is doing. New Hampshire remains the lone state in New England absent of an adult use cannabis program after House and Senate lawmakers passed a legalization bill last year, but the two chambers couldn't solve their differences in a conference committee. The bipartisan-backed legislation originated in the House, but Senate lawmakers passed an amended version of the bill to lower the possession limit, create a state-run franchise model for dispensaries, and set THC limits for edibles, among others. The Senate voted 14 to 10 for the amended bill, but the House rejected the changes. The House appears to be back in the driver's seat this year with 3 legalization bills on the table, including 2 from Democratic Rep. Jared Sullivan and another from Republican Rep. Kevin Verville. Specifically, the House passed Verville's legislation, House Bill 75, on February 20th. The least permissive of the 3 bills, HB 75, aims to legalize cannabis for those 21 years and older, but would not establish a licensed market for commercial cultivation and dispensary sales. Also, the bill does not include language permitting adults to grow cannabis at home. Boo. Offered by Sullivan, House Bill 186 would legalize cannabis for 21 and over and create a licensed, taxed, and regulated market for commercial operators, while HB 198 would legalize cannabis for 21 and over and allow for home grows, but the latter legislation would not establish a commercial market for cultivation and sales. Although there's a bicameral support for adult use cannabis legalization in New Hampshire's General Court, the Granite State gets the maybe to legalize nod from Cannabis Business Times in 2025 due to a change in governorship. Republican Governor Kelly Ayotte took executive office in January, said that she opposed cannabis during a gubernatorial debate in New Hampshire in October. Also, I'm concerned about our quality of life when it comes to issues like road safety. Come on. And I have yet to meet someone in recovery who thinks we should legalize marijuana as we take on the challenges we have with addiction in the state. Well, not everyone's an addict, lady. Meanwhile, New Hampshire House Majority Leader Jason Osborne told ABC affiliate WMUR last month that the legalization ship has sailed with New Hampshire's change in governorship. Osborne supported legalization in past session. Quote, "We had an opportunity with the last governor to put that issue behind us, and we frankly blew it. So I don't imagine coming back to that for another decade, probably." Oh my gosh, that is just not good. I know it. You're listening to Weedsday Wednesday. No kidding. How many doobies or bong hits do you need to get high off of a 1%? I don't know. There are folks out there that saying that CBD will get you high because of the receptors, and we're going to have Dr. Regina Nelson on air with us soon enough, and she'll be able to dispel some of these myths. But like I say, what's wrong with a little happy? South Carolina. South Carolina. South Carolina's opportunity to legalize medical cannabis is back on the legislative table in 2025. State Senator Tom Davis reintroduced the Compassionate Care Act in January. The legislation, Senate Bill 53, aims to establish a licensed and regulated market for qualifying patients to purchase lab-tested cannabis dispensed by pharmacists. Well, I hope you're going to train your pharmacists, because they're no better than grandma off the street who doesn't know anything about cannabis either. Education is key, folks. However, the bill would require cannabis card holders to have a tightly defined relationship with their physicians to receive a diagnosis for one of the 12 qualifying conditions outlined in the bill. In addition, smoking cannabis and growing cannabis at home would be prohibited. What? Quote, "It's a very conservative bill because that's what South Carolinians want," Davis told WSPA. Davis, who is co-sponsoring the 2025 bill with Senator Stephen Goldfinch, sponsored similar legislation last session in February 2024. It passed in the Senate, 24-19 vote, before dying in the House committee due to inaction. An advocate for cannabis reform for more than a decade, Davis also sponsored a previous rendition of the Compassionate Care Act in 2022, when a Senate-passed version of the bill died on a procedural anomaly. It included a tax provision in revenue-raising bills must originate in the lower chamber under South Carolina law. With this history of House lawmakers blocking the reform effort, South Carolina remains a firm maybe. States absent of a medical cannabis program, even a highly restricted program such as in Texas, where THC is capped to 1%. Very, very interesting. Hawaii, aloha, the aloha state. Hawaii remains the oldest medical-only cannabis market in the nation, largely due to House lawmakers continuing to stand in the way of adult use legislation. Come on, get them out for everybody. Hawaii lawmakers dealt House Bill 1246 to legalize years and older and to set up a commercial marketplace. A defeat on February 6th when Chris Todd introduced a motion on the House floor to recommit the legislation for next year. On this particular bill, it became clear that we did not have enough support to pass the measure in the session. Todd told Honolulu's civil following the voice vote to kill the bill until 2026. However, adult use cannabis legalization hopes are technically still alive, with companion legislation in the upper chamber, Senate Bill 1613, which members of the Health and Human Services Committee and Judiciary Committee approved on February 13th. The legislation was referred to the Senate Committee on Ways and Means and the Committee on Commerce and Consumer Protection, which held a public decision-making hearing on February 26. However, the committees deleted the measure from the decision-making schedule 2 days before the hearing, leaving its progress uncertain. I don't understand politics at all. They do a lot of sketchy things. Although the Hawaii Senate passed an adult use legalization bill for the second straight year on a 19-6 vote in March 2024, the Hawaii House Finance Committee killed last year's legislation when it refused to hold a hearing. Committee Chair Kyle Yamashita called the legalization attempt a deeply divisive issue at the time. The people of Hawaii adult use cannabis legalized, an issue that 58% of the state's adults support, according to the late 2023 Hawaii's Perspective poll conducted by the Pacific Resource Partnership. Currently, Hawaii is the lone state in the nation with the Democratic government trifecta and no adult use cannabis program. Hawaii was the first state in the country to legalize medical cannabis via the legislative process in 2000. Well, that's interesting. Come on, guys. Hawaii, get it together. You are listening to Weedsday Wednesday with Belle Star, Cannabis Kid, Silver Sister, and Open Hour. check us out at tumbleweedshealthcenter.com. If you want to get certified and get your medical marijuana card, you can do so. We have telemedicine, so you don't even have to leave your couch or your car or the comfort of your own home or facility. You can just get on tumbleweedshealthcenter.com and check out the telemedicine section, fill out the form, and away you go. Here is the list of conditions you can get certified for in the great state of Arizona: PTSD, cancer, glaucoma, AIDS, chronic pain, severe nausea, seizures including epilepsy, HIV, Hep C, ALS, medical cannabis card. It's as simple as that. So,
If you suffer from one of these medical conditions and have been diagnosed by an Arizona licensed physician, medical cannabis may help relieve your symptoms. Tumbleweeds Health Center is Arizona's premier cannabis certification, health, and education center. Our primary focus is to help the patients of Arizona obtain their medical marijuana card and educate everyone about medical cannabis. With current medical records, approval is a simple process. Contact Tumbleweeds Health Center to see if you qualify for your Arizona medical marijuana card.
yep, that's right. Give us a call, 520-838-4430. And you can also come on down to 6224 East Speedway Boulevard. We have moved into our new shop, well, into the old shop at the Good Leaf. So we are joining forces over there. So come check it out. All right, Kansas. Let's see what Kansas is going to do in 2025. Kansas lawmakers have entertained the idea of legalizing medical cannabis each year since 2021, when House members voted 79-42 to advance the reform initiative. However, Republican Senate President Ty Masterson didn't call the bill for a vote in his chamber that year, and follow-up legislative attempts the past 3 years stalled out. Specifically, the Kansas Senate Federal and State Affairs Committee tabled debate on legislation last biennial session when Masterson called it a non-starter. Masterson said he's willing to entertain medical cannabis legalization, but it has to protect our children, adding that what he's open to is, quote, some type of pilot program or something that is controlled to the point you can test it, quote. KSNT reported. After last year's session adjourned, lawmakers formed an interim committee on medical cannabis, meeting for 2 days in October to allow state officials, law enforcement, business leaders, and medical professionals to weigh in on the policy issue. At the conclusion, the committee rejected a motion that Senator Cindy Holscher made to endorse legalization heading into the 2025 session. Quote, I just feel like we keep circling here by doing interim committees and never really moving forward on the issue. We keep rehashing this information. We keep hearing the same debunked theories over and over, Holscher said. With the 2025 session now underway, Holscher unsuccessfully attempted on February 19th to attach an amendment to include medical cannabis among treatments allowed to a bill focused on expanding terminally ill patients to experimental drugs, the Kansas Reflector reported. Although the Kansas Senate has yet to bite on a medical cannabis bill, 73% of Kansas voters support allowing qualifying patients to have access to medical cannabis, according to an Emerson College polling survey released in October 2024. As one of 24 states that don't provide for citizen initiative ballot measures, Kansas remains a state to watch in 2025. All right, we're getting near to the end of the show, but let's talk about North Carolina. The North Carolina Senate passed medical cannabis legalization bills in 2022 and 2023, with the latter reform effort drawing a 36-10 supermajority in support of qualified patients in the state to access the plant. However, both times the bill fell on deaf ears in the lower chamber, where former House Speaker Tim Moore said there wasn't enough Republican support to call a vote. Under Moore's tutelage, no bill could advance to the House floor unless it had majority support among his caucus. Bills that had 100% Democratic support and 49% Republican support didn't pass the test. Although North Carolina House members elected a new speaker last month for the first time in 10 years, the leadership change isn't necessarily a positive sign for cannabis reform. Destin Hall said in 2020 that North Carolina should not legalize medical cannabis, and he now holds the keys to the floor. Uh-oh. Medical cannabis reform continues to face a more welcoming pathway in the upper chamber, where Senate President Pro Temp Phil Berger indicated an openness to legalization as long as legislation addresses concern about unregulated THC products derived from hemp, Queen City News reported on January 29th. Quote, "It seems to me that there's an opportunity there to address the medical marijuana issues and address that issue at some point during the session," he told the news outlet. Senate Majority Leader Sidney Batch said there are two nonpartisan issues that the General Assembly could act on: legalizing medical cannabis and casinos. The policy issue is also nonpartisan among North Carolina voters, 70% of whom support medical cannabis legalization, according to a September 2024 WRAL news poll. Most recently, Meredith College pollsters found 71% of Caroliners voters support medical cannabis legalization, according to a survey they conducted in February of 2024. As of mid-February, no bills focused on cannabis legalization reform had been filed in the North Carolina General Assembly, where the legislative session runs through July 31st. As North Carolina remains one of 8 states in the nation absent of a medical cannabis program, even a highly restrictive program such as in Texas, where THC is capped at 1%, the state's 21 and older population can legally purchase adult use cannabis on a native reservation in the western part of the state. The Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians launched adult use sales in September 2024 in the roughly 57,000 acre of the Qualla boundary. Woo! There you go, folks. And we have made it to the end of Weedsday Wednesday. We hope you have enjoyed the show. Thank you so much for letting me rant about the burglary again. A very, 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 very happy birthday to Open Hour. I love birthdays. Go do something fun and special and smoke many, many bongs, and make sure you get your birthday bonus at work. Tell them I said so. Happy birthday. All right. Thank you for tuning in. Happy Weedsday. I know it. Me neither. Again. But that's all right, because it's your birthday. It's a birthday. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Say it's your birthday. All right. Yeah, definitely pass that along to your boss. Remember, be smart, be safe, and educate. And thanks again for tuning in to Weedsday Wednesday. And yes, I can email you a link to the robbery video. Happy Weedsday. We love you all. Happy birthday, Open Hour. Have a great day. Happy Weedsday. And we'll see you next week. Woo-hoo! Be good to each other. And don't steal each other's weed.
If you suffer from one of these medical conditions and have been diagnosed by an Arizona licensed physician, medical cannabis may help relieve your symptoms. Weeds Health Center is Arizona Medical Marijuana Card.
Tumbleweedshealthcenter.com. Have a great day, folks. We'll see you next week.